Jimmy Butler has found a new home with the Golden State Warriors. The Miami Heat have won their first game since Jimmy Butler has been traded. That was last night against the Toronto Raptors in overtime. One guy that knows both organizations very well is one Tim Hardaway. He has had his number retired by the Miami Heat, but not retired by the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah. And because of that,
he going to talk.
Yeah.
Tim going to talk. So Tim always been known, sometimes for better or for worse, running his mouth. I think it was with Gilbert Arenas the other day. Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah, the Go podcast.
Killing it with this podcast. He was talking with Gilbert Arenas, and, he knows both organizations very, very well, Tim Hardaway. So Golden State, Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler, who better to ask than Tim Hardaway? So Tim talked.
I've been telling folks this, for the last week, especially here. I didn't agree with what he was doing. You under contract. You a baby. You're a crybaby because they said no to you. We used to get said no to us all the time, and we used to know how to take it. It is what it is. It's a question. You get a yes or a no. You might not like the question, but you can't deviate and mess up the team. All right? They said no. We want to see you play more games. We don't want to be in the play-in games. If he played more games, right, they would have never been in the play-in games both years. Even though they went to the championship, they never would have been in the play-in games. That takes a lot out of you. They want to say, look, we want a week off. We want a week to prepare, and we need that week because we play hard each and every game, and we need to rest. All right? So he wasn't willing to do that. He was willing, and I fault them for letting him get away with a bunch of stuff too. You got to nip it in the bud. When he went after Spoelstra, told Spoelstra he'd kick his butt at a timeout, and they had to take another timeout because Udonis Haslem was circling him around. That should have been like, yo, you getting 3 to 5 games. You don't talk to the coach like that. You don't disrespect the coach like that.
Tim Hardaway talking some truths. Now we got to break that down a little bit.
I need to go. I really hope Tim Hardaway didn't have any contractual disputes with anybody that we can go back up, because 30, 35 years ago when things happened,
things got nasty.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying we seem to forget, but I just want to make sure that he didn't have any contract disputes or wanting a contract extension with any team, and there wasn't some antics used by him. But
right. In a perfect world, he's right, though. Look, you can ask questions. You're going to get answers. You might not like them, but you still play. You're under contract. Play. True. Another thing, he blames the Heat. Said, look, they let him get away with it.
Welcome to the club.
I can't blame him. I can't blame Jimmy Butler. You can't giveth and taketh away. That's just rules. It is a different age, though. Players have a little more control than being shackled and chained almost.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I can fault Jimmy Butler on, he made his own decisions. He wanted to do. If I was one of his teammates, I would be very upset with him because he might have a problem with the organization, but he did quit on the team. He quit on the team, and he can say, I got suspended. It was them. No, you walked out of practice when you heard you weren't starting. You are supposed to be, and let's be honest, you're our de facto leader. You're our best player. You quit on us. That I can't let slide. Now, the money situation, hey, we all got to make our money. We all have to do what we have to do. You might not like some of the things that were said to you. Okay, Tim Hardaway's right. You can ask the question, but be ready for not liking the answer. And you are under contract. And this is it. Maybe you don't. And also, Jimmy Butler's comeback, but I don't know if you heard this week, was asked about March 25th when the Golden State Warriors will be at the Kaseya Center.
Now a televised game.
It's now going to be on TNT, nationally televised. You don't think there's some juice there? There you go. But this is the thing. Jimmy Butler has now come out, and now that the embers have cooled, has said, great organization, love my teammates.
He's always said that. He said it in the press conference when he got introduced by Golden State. But that's why I love Jimmy Petty. What jersey number is Jimmy wearing?
I haven't even watched any of his games. I've just watched the highlights.
What do you think, if you're following the lead, what do you think jersey number he's wearing right now in Golden State?
Is it 23?
10.
Okay.
Who wore number 10 in Golden State?
Was that Tim Hardaway? So that's why Tim Hardaway's so pissed off. And they won't retire his number.
That's why Jimmy's petty. I love the pettiness by Jimmy. Okay,
Well,
you're talking about me. I'm gonna be petty.
The Heat did it too, though. He gave Andrew Wiggins number 22.
That's cool. But 22 was worn by many other people before Jimmy.
Yeah.
10. I've only seen one person really rock 10, and maybe there might have been a couple, but only one is familiar,
of course,
with 10 in Golden State. And it's kind of nasty that you see your boys Mitch Richmond and Chris Butler's numbers retired. You're part of Run TMC.
That sucks.
And Jimmy's now making them like, nah, I want number 10. I want number 10.
That really sucks.
Yeah, I love the pettiness.
Oh, goodness gracious. But yeah, so Tim Hardaway does bring up good points, but this is a different age, man. Like, I understand the whole point of, you're contractually obligated to play and you should play and you didn't quit. And also saying, the Heat shouldn't have allowed all that stuff, which, I don't think anybody's really right or wrong in this situation. I think the only thing that really irks me is that if I were his teammate, I would be upset. That would be the only thing that really irks me, because you got to get your money. And it's a different age now where you play because you play and you do whatever the coach says because the coach says it. Because we all played sports, Vlad. And I know growing up, back then it wasn't like it is now. It was, if coach tells you to run till you throw up, you run till you throw up, and you don't ask. You just do it. Nowadays, you can't do that. Players ask and you have to explain, which is fine. Because there were times, I'm guessing your coach or your boss or anybody that's led you has told you to do something and you're like, this isn't right. Jimmy Butler's getting paid millions of dollars to play basketball and didn't want to do that. I get it. I understand. It's not about the money. It's not about that. It's about the principle. Jimmy felt as though he was not being valued the way he wanted to be valued, and he bailed on the team or got suspended, however you want to look at it. Nonetheless, Tim Hardaway probably not hanging out with Jimmy Butler this 4th of July, I would guess.
Or any 4th of July.
Or any 4th. March 25th. Jimmy Butler has said it is personal for both sides. He says we're both competitors and we both want to beat each other. And he meant on the basketball court, not physically. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. March 25th. That's a Tuesday. That's national TV. That's going to be a hot ticket. Jimmy Butler has said it is personal for him, and he knows it's personal for the Heat guys because they want to beat him and the Golden State Warriors the only time they come to town. Some people are saying, no, you know how Jimmy is. He's just not going to show up. Nah, Jimmy's going to be there. Jimmy's going to play because that would look extremely cowardly if he decided not to.
Don't boo that, man. I'm going to tell you.
I don't boo.
No. I'm going to tell you. As petty as he is, you boom. That's gonna motivate him, and he'll drop a 55 on you. And like, remember that I did this for Milwaukee against Milwaukee for you guys. He'll do some crap like that, and
I wouldn't boo him.
And Golden State's gonna give him the ball so he can get back at Miami.
He said it's personal. He says it's real.
I love it.
He didn't lie and say, oh, it's just another game. We're just trying to make a move. And no, he said, look, we both want to beat each other. I know they won't coming after me, and I'm coming after them. On the court, of course. He says, love the Heat organization, love the players. They're my guys. But at the same time, I'm trying to kill them. They're trying to kill me on the court. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. And Jimmy, the reason I wouldn't boo is because I'm grateful for all that Jimmy Butler did for this organization. He came here. He wanted to be here. He put us back into the Eastern Conference Finals and the finals. And you knew every year, just get into the playoffs, we could make a run, even if it was the 8th seed, even if it was a play-in. So for that, I respect him. And like I said, you might not have liked how things ended, but I didn't think, it is what it is. It's done now. You got Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, Davion Mitchell. You got a win under your belt now. Yeah, I wouldn't boo him. I don't care about motivating Jimmy. He has to be finding a way to motivate.
Oh, no, y'all boo. Y'all going to boo.
They're going to boo.
They're going to boo.
That's right. And I don't think Jimmy Butler's going to be particularly hurt by it.
Yeah, boo.
I don't think it's going to help anything. What? Okay, do this, Vlad. If you're a fan that's excited to go to the Heat game and boo Jimmy Butler, that's your prerogative. How is that going to help the situation? How, in any way, shape, or form, is booing Jimmy Butler?
No, it's not.
March 25th.
But fans are dumb. That's why they call fans, because they're fanatics. They're stupid. They're crazy. So, therefore, they're going to think, ooh, boo. And then when he lights their ass up, and then it's going to be like, oh, we should have never. And it's, what happens, right? If he goes for a crazy game, we should have never traded him, blah, blah, blah.
Right,
what is management doing? But if he has a bad game, get rid of him. He sucked anyway. Good riddance. We're so happy. It's so much better without him here. That's all it is.
That's the Damian Lillard effect, too. Good thing we didn't trade for Damian Lillard because he sucks now. It's like, no, his team's underperforming, but he's having an unbelievable year. He could have really helped us out. And it's also not the Heat's fault. It's not the Heat's fault that he's
It's
not
a
here.
lot. That's always happens to any big time player. Because I mean, case in point, if I told you somebody threw for 3,900 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions, you're going to tell me that quarterback had a great season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Aaron Rodgers' numbers coming off an Achilles heel injury. The team sucked. His numbers might have been good. Team sucked. Therefore, team sucks. You're the best player. Criticism falls on you. Jimmy, on the other hand, doesn't have to worry about that anymore because he could be the third guy. Well, he's really the second guy, but he's really the second guy. But in that hierarchy, he's number 3.